It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, my friends, what's the future of shopping malls in the country today? As you see, we're showing you some footage of the Laurel Mall in Hazleton. Been around for a while. And some of the things that the malls offer. Shop the best brands, discover something new, meeting people, socializing, having friends, a day out. But we're hearing across the country malls are dead. Not true in northeastern Pennsylvania. So let's talk about what the malls mean to every one of us in northeastern Pennsylvania, particularly in the greater Hazleton, Pottsville, Wilkes-Barre, and Scranton areas. My guest today is property manager for the Laurel Mall, no stranger to SSP TV, Rocco Arruzzo, representing the Laurel Mall and also Lexington Realty International. And we'll talk about the fact that people who are making commitments to our area. Rocco, thanks for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure, Sam. Thanks for having us.
It's like home week here for you.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Rocco, we hear, there's a lot of malls not making it, unfortunately.
Right.
And of course, the COVID-19 did not help matters at all. But putting that aside right now and moving forward, hopefully for brighter days, let's look at when Lexington took over the mall 6 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. And so then you and Lisa, your wife,
right.
Okay, Lisa's the general manager.
Lisa's the general manager.
Okay, and you're the property manager.
Right.
And we'll talk about Fairlane in a minute. Let's talk about what was your foresight? What was you and Lisa's foresight with Lexington and the ownership
right.
For the Laurel Mall?
Well, when Lexington took over, and then about a year later when they approached Lisa to take the general manager position and of course hired me, they asked the same question: what would your vision be? And I think our main vision was, first of all, the mall at that time was at 60% capacity, which was not good. The other thing is we wanted to give it a different brand. We wanted to market it different. We looked at the mall and said, look, we got to make it a destination. Let's turn it into a family destination. So the first thing we did, and I should bring this up at SSP TV, we had a meeting with Sam Lesante. And we said, this is our vision for marketing. This is what we want to do with the marketing end of it, to get the people to come to the Laurel Mall and to give it a new atmosphere, a new type of vision. And that's where we started. We started with you. Then we sat down with Lexington in ownership and put our plan together on how we wanted to turn that into a family destination.
All right, being a native here and certainly no stranger
right.
to the entire area because you covered, a lot of areas. When you're looking at, the needs, mm-hmm. okay, because our area is certainly different than
Correct.
Minneapolis and Chicago mm-hmm. and Boston, the different malls, okay? We don't have the 3-4 story malls.
Right.
We have a nice, beautiful mall
mm-hmm.
that services northeastern Pennsylvania. Okay, what do you think was needed then back 5 years ago, other than marketing?
Well, when we looked at the mall, the thing that we wanted to say was, okay, we got to change, number one, the image, because the Laurel Mall had a bad image, especially, on a Friday nights, there was a lot of problems with the kids. Unfortunately, you love the kids, you want them to come, but we did have a lot of problems there.
Yes, you did.
So we had to clean that up. We had to start bringing in new businesses, give it a new life. We had to change things around. So what did we do? We put in play zone. That was number one. Soft seating areas. We did charging stations for the people. We marketed by putting TVs throughout the whole mall that they could see the events and everything else. TVs throughout again in center court. We changed center court. We revamped the bathrooms. We remodeled our bathrooms. You walk in our bathrooms, you think you're in Las Vegas and in Atlantic City. That's how beautiful they are. And again, we changed center court. We added a food court area, seating area for the people. So now we started to say, let's change the atmosphere. And we did. We changed the lighting. We put all new LED lighting in, both in the parking lot and inside the mall. So ownership, along with Lexington, invested in what vision we had. We said we have to change this around, and that's what we did.
So they're talking about the future, of course, of the mall. And right now, what is your capacity?
Our capacity right now is a little over 90%.
Okay, which is fantastic.
Which is fantastic.
Right. And now you have new people coming on, right?
Yes, we do.
As
Yeah.
of this airing, who do you have coming on?
Okay. You know, since COVID-19, and you brought COVID-19 up, we were one of the fortunate malls that only lost one tenant. And the one tenant we knew actually was going to be leaving.
Yeah.
So, and then Lisa, in fact, that's what she's doing today at the office. She's signing new leases. So we just signed a new lease for a new clothing store to come in, which I was going to announce tomorrow on the news.
Yeah. Well, this show is being taped.
Right. So that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's called MG Clothier, and they're going to occupy the former Grand Central location. Grand Central decided to concentrate on their downtown location. So we immediately filled that location with MG Clothing. They're going to sell men's, women's, and children's clothing.
Now, okay, when you're looking at the different, we looked at the future is in
Right.
entertainment, in wellness. As I said, a meeting place where people could get together, particularly now more than ever, okay,
Sure.
because they've been home and going
Right.
crazy. So now you have a meeting place. So what did you do in terms of fitness and exercise, etc.?
Well, what we did, first of all, we have the mall walkers. They come in every morning now. The mall is open 11 to 7 now with our hours. So the mall walkers come in 8:30 in the morning. So they do the exercise. We have, of course, the brand new Planet Fitness finally opened up when we went green. They're open and they're doing fantastic. I mean, the cars out there, and I was in there yesterday, in fact. They are doing well, and it's very good, social distance. So we're fine there. So again, the people could walk the mall, not only in the mornings, they could walk the mall all day. We're one of the very few malls in the area that I have to say has underground parking. So when you come, bad weather, rain, we have underground parking for the people. So we have it all, I believe.
For those people who have been going up the mall, you always have naysayers to a degree, okay?
Sure.
And no matter what you do in life, you're going to have them. But let's put that minute people aside, and let's talk about the majority of people that enjoy going and meeting and shopping. So today, what we're facing with in the maintain retailings and food, etc., is you have online, okay?
Right.
And nothing wrong online, okay? No. But there's a lot of different things where you don't have you can't go and look at a variety of things, okay? You cannot spend a day out and with your friends or meetings.
Right.
Online is good and bad in what area? You had mentioned that last
I mentioned that to you a lot. First of all, I think the Laurel Mall, we'll talk about our mall,
Yeah.
I think 90% of the merchandise that you need is at that mall, between all the stores that we have. But online shopping, it's good. You look on your phone, you look on your computer, you look what you need, you order it. Now, yes, it's convenient. You're not out in the public, you're not out, whatever. But now you have to order it. You have to wait till it comes. You have to charge it to your credit card. Now you wait 3, 4, sometimes 10 days, if not longer, for that merchandise to come. Now you get it. Sometimes the box is damaged. Sometimes the merchandise is damaged.
Sometimes it doesn't fit.
So, well, you took the words out of my mouth. Wrong size, wrong color.
Yeah.
Okay, now what do you end up doing? Now you got to repack it. You got to call whoever it is, whoever you bought it from. Won't mention any names.
Yeah.
Now you got to ship it back. So you got to run it to a UPS facility or the post office, whatever. Now you got to send it back. Now you got to wait till they get it. Then they got to charge your credit card back. Now you got to wait for another 14, 21 days till you get that money back so you could go buy something else or you reorder it. So, as you said, there's a lot of pluses, but there's a lot of negatives, and you hear that a lot. So this is why I feel we offer good 90%, if not more.
I think Debbie and I are up there all the time, okay? What we find, and I'm a stickler of this, is atmosphere. To me, atmosphere is very important,
Right.
especially when you have these gloomy days, the fog, the sleet, the rain. You walk in the Laurel Mall and it's lit up and you feel good, okay?
Right.
In the summertime, it's air conditioned, so you have the comfort of that.
Right.
I'm going to go, before I go to break, I alluded to ownership and Lexington the Realty International. I happen to know the owners.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, excuse me, the managers. And I find Alan, Eric, and all the other people
Right.
truly honest people, sincere people. Yes, they're business people, and they're very good business
Yes,
people.
they are.
Okay, but however, they have the good will, and they have the foresight
Right.
of knowing what the mall can do in terms of bringing a lot of employment and bringing a lot of activities, which we're going to talk about. And this is what I told the people, is that sometimes, you know, you want to support because it comes back to you.
That's correct.
So compliments to, you know, Lexington Realty and of course ownership. I've never had the pleasure of meeting them.
Right.
But from what you tell me, they're very supportive, and I mean, they're in contact with you.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
What could you say, you know, because I always look at substance. And when I met Alan and Eric, and I can't think of the other.
Ira.
Ira get mad at me, but I met Saul a little bit. But I mean, I found them to be so honest and very businesslike, but concerned about the retailers and everyone, no matter how big the facility was.
Right.
If it's a small store or big store, they're concerned about their success, and it's not nonsense. They really mean it. Don't you find that?
Yes, and you touched on it. The word is success, and they're also dedicated. They're very dedicated to our area, and a lot of people have to understand when I say that, because the minute a store leaves, they're out there looking, or Lisa and I are out there looking. They want to continue to make the Laurel Mall successful. And briefly, before we go to break, I wish people would know and understand how they are working now with the tenants just through COVID-19 and what they're doing.
Which was unfortunate. Folks, I'm talking to
Right.
Rocco Arruzzo. We're going to come back. I'm going to show you some things when you come back, and you're going to be surprised to see how one mall, okay, and of course we'll talk about Fairlane Village Mall in a little bit later on, how one mall, the Laurel Mall, means so much in bringing literally millions of dollars into our area. All right, and how very important that mall is for our survival of success in the economy here in the greater Hazleton area. I'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Remember, 24/7, SSPTV.com. And we want to thank all of you for watching those shows and responding to the shows. And they can be watched on SSPTV.com, on YouTube, Facebook, etc., etc. We're talking about local neighborhood programs. You're looking at the Laurel Mall in Hazleton and how very important it is. And joining me today is Rocco Arruzzo, who is the property manager at Laurel Mall. Of course, his wife Lisa is the general manager and doing outstanding work. Mall is managed by Lexington Realty International, who I think are just top shelf. When I look at the mall, okay, there are many things that the mall offers. Number one, as far as your taxes, brings a tremendous impact for taxes in our areas. It helps to Hazle Township. I guess what are you divided?
Well, with the payroll tax, the payroll tax with Hazle, plus our property taxes.
Okay, so that's a tremendous input.
Oh, yeah.
That helps
Big
reduce other people's
Right.
that they don't have to come up with the difference. Okay,
That's right.
Then you have employment.
Yes.
Okay, and employment. Right. The last time we talked, when Alan was up here, we talked about numbers. How many people were you employed? Now, not now because we have COVID and they're coming back. But when it was in full operation?
With full operation and with the addition, and folks, Hobby Lobby is coming.
Yeah.
They're starting construction in about 2 weeks. With their addition and the addition of Planet Fitness and everything, we're close to 1,000 employees at that mall, full and part-time.
So let's say 800.
Sure.
That's a major company, okay, that you're okay. Now, on top of that, okay, before I get into all of the amenities, we have a lot of, I don't want to mention everyone, but we have a lot of local mom and pop, when I say stores there.
Sure.
People who are born and raised in this area, who brought their businesses to Laurel Mall.
That's right.
And that shows you that the mall is a neighborhood mall.
That's right.
It's not stranger. You're not walking into a stranger in some of these stores.
Correct.
And, in the show, folks, we'll talk about some of those stores that are up there, and you'll be surprised how many local people are up there. And that has done a lot for the mall, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, because when we went back those 5 years, we said, okay, a lot of the corporate stores are either cutting back or they're leaving malls because it is expensive. But we decided to say, look, how do we bring that 60% up to 90 or 100%? Well, the answer was, let's bring downtown Hazleton and surrounding areas into the mall. That's where the mom and pop and the small businessman came into effect. Years ago, you never saw that in malls. Now it's becoming more and more. Along with that, then you have to add the services, because services are important to everyone. And our area being an older population area, let's face it, we wanted to offer those services. So what do we have? We have insurance agencies, we have the doctor's offices, we have so many services. You get your hair cut, you have the nail art, so that was a big thing, bringing services and adding that to the retail end of the mall.
And that's only in the mall. Now, they have the strip center there.
Yep.
So let's talk about the strip center and some of the areas there. That's almost completely full now.
Yeah, the strip center actually is completely full, and we have a lease out for the former Bogart's location. So that lease is out. It's pending right now. We're working with the person that wants to lease it. But yeah, between your Aldi's and Dollar Tree and five-star restaurants, Spark Orthodontics, Genevieve's Deli's brand new, fabulous food at Genevieve's. We're there all the time. So that a lot of people don't realize that the strip center is part of the Laurel Mall.
Yes.
Then you have McDonald's and Taco Bell, which they are on the Laurel Mall property. They own their buildings, but they're on the Laurel Mall property, so we have them. So, and plus Regal Cinema. So that's all part of the Laurel Mall that we manage.
And hopefully something will be done with the ground round. I know there's some activity going on there.
Yes, there is. There is some
and
activity.
I'm hoping that works out.
Yeah.
Because I think once that's done, then you just be great for the area.
Yeah, and we have about a third space available between with Planet Fitness and Hobby Lobby, and between myself, Lisa, and Lexington, we're working on a national retailer to come in and take that third location. That's where we're fortunate. Again, you brought Lexington, Sam, and I have to bring this up while I'm thinking about it, where a lot of the malls lose their anchors. We lose a JCPenney, Lexington brought a Dunham's in. We lost the Kmart, we brought Planet Fitness, we brought Hobby Lobby, and the third soon, hopefully, will be announced. So as these anchors are leaving, because of Lexington managing over 40 properties throughout the country, they're not just here, they're throughout the whole country, and I've traveled part of it for them. They have the connections, and they work with a lot of these larger box stores. So they'll come and say, hey, come to this area. They'll come, they'll survey it, and ownership then says, okay, let's do what we have to do to bring this retailer here.
Yeah, I know. The point is they have a good reputation.
Absolutely.
And that's important. So when they're dealing with these people,
Correct.
I know when we had our 21 stores, people knew that we would just didn't pop out of nowhere, okay? So you build up a reputation, and that's what Lexington Realty International did. And your ownership, from what I understand from you, and I'd like to meet some one time, because I want to thank them for having the courage and the foresight of supporting people in this area, okay? So when I say support people in this area, let's talk about, folks, how does the mall affect you other than going and shopping and having a good time? You have many activities there. So why don't we talk about some of the activities that you do not charge for, but cost money to operate?
No, we don't. We try to keep the venue open to everyone, okay, especially our nonprofit organizations and our schools. So when the schools call, we always do their fundraisers. We have the Hazleton Music Department comes out and performs throughout the year with their music in school months and at Christmas time. We have the Community Services for Sight comes out. We have Helping Hands. Representative Two Hills Health Fair is another large one, which unfortunately we probably will not have this year because of COVID-19. The Chamber we do the Greater Taste Hazleton, which we're not going to do this year because of COVID, but we're going to be doing a job fair with the Chamber. So we do a lot with the Chamber of Commerce.
Malloween. How could you forget Malloween when you bring home close to 1,000 people there, okay?
True.
It's so much fun, and it's safe.
It is.
The kids have an opportunity of seeing a lot of other people with costumes, and it's just I've been there every time the girls do their show there. it's just a lot of fun, okay?
It's a fun night. We put a lot of work into it, and then, but it's a fun night because it's a safe haven for the children, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want a safe haven, so they get to walk the mall, they visit the stores, we have the music playing, we have DJ John from the stand, we turn the lights on. It's a fun night. Like I said, maintenance and Lisa and myself put a lot into preparing it along with you and SSPTV, but we have a lot of fun.
Now, just to touch a little bit, okay, I'm playing this show in all the areas.
Right.
We're playing this in Pottsville, of course.
Right.
And here again, the Fairlane Village Mall. As we look at the Laurel Mall up here in Hazleton, that's how I think some people should be looking at the Fairlane, because you do the similar things there in terms, Lexington manages that as well.
That's correct, Lexington does.
Being the property manager, you know, you do offer a lot of those things to the greater Pottsville area, correct?
When Lexington took that over, just slightly, it's over a year now that Lexington took over, and they said, hey, Rocco, can you go down and be a part of that mall, oversee it for us, so what we did, and of course, sat down with Lisa and I said, okay, let's bring the Laurel Mall and everything we made successful at the Laurel down to Fairlane, and that's what we did. Well, we have SSPTV down at Comcast, was a channel 190, so we have that going. We have all the events that we do here. We work with the chamber. Sammy, one big thing, the American Red Cross. And their donations have gone up year after year after year. They come every month to the Laurel Mall, either outside or we provide a store when we have one available. Same thing at Fairlane Village. So Fairlane Village Mall was a little bit more of a challenge. But
it still is.
And it still is. And COVID-19 didn't help. But we lost a few stores, a few of the businesses. But I look at it and I say, okay, now where do we start? And now we're starting to bring that back.
And the fact, folks, that they lose business is not because of the mall, but because of the fact that people could not generate income to survive. Correct. And which is the most unfortunate thing that's ever happened in my lifetime, to see these small mom and pop stores that survived and worked hard, and all of a sudden they're told to close and shut down. I know it's one of those kind of things, but however, we move forward, okay? One of the other things before I go to break, we have to look at, you know, Toys for Tots. And that's a major event right at Laurel Mall, correct?
Yes, we put the containers out right before Black Friday, and and we get a lot of donations, and then Sherry O'Donnell comes in with all that dancing studio, and she does the Toys for Tots dance. That is a big thing to help the children. We love doing that.
So what I say when I opened the show, folks, and talked about what does the mall mean when you go to the Laurel Mall or Fairlane Village Mall, look at all of the things, the amenities they provide for the area. Taxes, employment, opportunities for people to do fundraisers, and you know, there's a lot of people that are, at least it's a meeting place, etc. We need our malls, and we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate in this area to have the Laurel Mall and Fairlane Village Mall being managed up here by Rocco Arruzzo, property manager, and of course the general manager, Lisa Arruzzo, who is working right now. And of course, hats off to Lexington Realty International. I think they're an outstanding company. I think the ownerships, which I've never had a pleasure of meeting, I think these people are to be congratulated as to what they're doing and investing in your area, the future that we have here, because we live here. We'll be back right after this. Thanks for staying with us, folks. I'm Sam Lesante. Remember SSPTV.com. All of our programs there. We produce many of them. We're talking about the investment of the Laurel Mall and Fairlane Village Mall in northeastern Pennsylvania, what it means to you, and it means a lot because it keeps your taxes down, etc. I have Rocco Arruzzo, who is the property manager. Rocco, I've got about a minute and a half left of the show. There are misconceptions sometimes of saying the mall rent is to the roof. Now, I have experience with that because Johnny Murato and I had, as you know, malls, as you were our general manager. And we knew what we were paying then, okay, versus what you guys are charging now.
And it's nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near. That's the one thing I want people to understand, that mall rents aren't, it's that perception, oh, they're so high, they're $40, $50, $30 a square foot. It's not even near that. So come to the mall. Any businesses, anyone, we have a couple stores available, but only a few. So.
I would kiss the ground to have to be doing business with Lexington Realty at the time we had our stores, because they are compassionate to the retailers. Now, don't take advantage of the situation, but they're compassionate. they work with you, etc.,
Yes.
and that
Yes, they
helps
do.
everybody out. So I got to
Yep.
say, I applaud you guys. It's hard work. I know I talk to you a lot, and
Yep.
you're busy. I mean, you work almost 7 days a week.
Yeah, we do.
You and
We
Lisa.
do. Yeah, we do, and the phone's always ringing. I
Yes.
mean, even when we're home.
I'll tell you, I know what it was.
But it's fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun job.
Well, folks, remember if you get a chance, make Laurel Mall. There's the mall's safe, incidentally, right now. I mean,
Yes, it is.
You're all COVID-19.
CDC guidelines, everything's spread out. We have the hand sanitizer stations all throughout the whole mall, and yes, it's perfect.
Okay. We hope this thing ends. However, we're living with it. Let's enjoy what we have, particularly if you're in this area. Stop at the Laurel Mall, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And if you're in Pottsville, go up to the Fairlane Village Mall. They can use all the help they can get. Remember, it benefits you. We'll see you next time.